Yes guys, and welcome back guys to a brand new video guys, and in today's video guys we are going to be talking about Manchester United's last game that we went and played. Arsenal guys, at home at Old Trafford guys. And yes guys, Manchester United went on to win this game 3-1. I mean, what a game it was, what a win and what a result. It was massive 3 points. We needed the points and we beat top of the table Arsenal. Their run's come to an end, which is fantastic. Man United's run continues. 4 wins in a row for Manchester United. Let's keep this going. Happy days. Man United are coming back eventually. But yes guys, let's get straight into today's video. So we made one change from the last game against Leicester City. Talking about the starting 11: De Gea, Dalot, Varane, Martinez, Malacia, McTominay, Eriksen, Antony, Fernandez, Sancho and Rashford. Getting into the overall reaction now. Rashford brace and Antony debut goal ends Arsenal's perfect start. Antony scores as Man United end Arsenal's winning run. Yes! Get in. What a win, what a game and what a result. Massive 3 points, 4 wins in a row. Ten Hag absolutely schooled Arteta. Can't remember the last time we did that. There's a real feel of togetherness coming about this team. First 15 minutes was good. High line on the front foot. Arsenal created lots of chances. United again defensively looked strong. Arsenal had a lot of momentum after the disallowed goal. A moment of brilliance got us the lead. We didn't create many chances. We took our chances and we were clinical. Arsenal were much better for 45 minutes. Ronaldo changed the game. I will elaborate on that as well. Ten Hag tactically got it right and put the right substitutions on. Their defence pressed higher, thinking they didn't need to worry about the ball over the top. We finished them with angle runs from deep to beat their offside trap. There were some brilliant individual performances. It was a team performance. Let's keep this going now. Let's not get too carried away. Win done, 3 points done. First half was okay. Second half was great though. Overall brilliant performance. Anyway guys, let's get straight into today's video. What did I make of the performance? I thought it was a brilliant performance all round. People might say United may not have deserved the win 3-1, with it being a 3-1 scoreline, even though Arsenal did dominate the majority of this game. I think they dominated for at least 60 minutes of this game, maybe 45 minutes of the game in fact. I thought United had the better start. I thought United had the better 15 minutes, and then I think from minute 15 till about the end of the first half, and then obviously the first 15 minutes in the second half, I thought they dominated. Arsenal were a lot better than us in terms of creating chances. But at the same time, I think Arsenal fans are going on about we don't deserve it. It wasn't a 3-1 scoreline. But at the end of the day, if you take your chances and score your chances, it will be a 3-1 scoreline at the end of the day. Ten Hag absolutely schooled Arteta, because Arteta, tried playing this, tried playing this high line. Try playing this high line, because United all the time were just trying to put this long ball over to Rashford all the time, and we kept doing that for at least 3 games, and it finally happened in this game. So and I think when we were trying to do this long ball to Rashford, it wasn't sticking against Southampton and Leicester, and then eventually when we tried doing it with Rashford in this game, it sort of was working, and I think Ten Hag got his tactics right, and that's why he absolutely schooled Arteta in this game as well. Another point that I want to cover on is that Ronaldo changed the game. I don't think he really changed the game. I just thought the substitution that he made, bringing Ronaldo on, which we needed, gave us that lift which we needed as well in terms of in that second half, because that second half we started it slow, and Arsenal got on the front foot and got their goal. So I thought that's what I meant by Ronaldo changed the game. I don't think he actually changed the whole game itself, but I think when Ten Hag made that change of Ronaldo coming on, it did sort of change the game a little bit, and that's why he got the right substitution by bringing on Ronaldo, and I think we needed it as well. And the tactics was bang on from Ten Hag. He got it absolutely spot on yet again. We knew it was going to be another tight and tactical game, and it was a brilliant overall from Ten Hag to get it absolutely spot on and scored Arteta in a game like this as well. So yeah, but it's a game now that we don't want to get too carried away. It's brilliant that we've beat Arsenal, top of the league. We're beating Liverpool, we're beating Arsenal. It's brilliant, but we don't want to get too carried away. These are 2 brilliant results. and there's still a long way to go. There's still many games to go, and if we keep this up, you never know what could happen at the end of the day. I do believe we will get top four. I do believe we will uh, uh, finish above Arsenal as well. So this is a good team, and I'm looking forward to where this progresses as the season progresses on, and looking forward to it. And but yeah, let's get into the game now. I thought the first half had kicked off. I think it was a brilliant start by Man United. At the first 15 minutes, I thought United were high line on the front foot. Got in their half. I thought we created. We didn't really create chances, but we got into their half. We passed it about. We wanted to test it out with Arsenal. We just wanted to see what Arsenal were all about. And then we sort of maybe had a few half chances, maybe, but we didn't really create as much in that first half. And that's what we sort of lacked in the first half, which was creativity. But I thought in the first half, yeah, it wasn't great, and that's why I said it was okay. I don't think it was one of the greatest first halves performances, but I think at the end of the day, going in at 1-0 was brilliant. And I think obviously, a couple of pointers to point out in this as well. So obviously, first 15 minutes was brilliant. I thought a good start for Manchester United, but then I think Arsenal sort of, grew into the game. I think, when they sort of, put Eriksen under pressure, and then obviously got that disallowed goal. That was where Arsenal were. That's why you saw a different sort of Arsenal. They were putting us under pressure. They were creating loads of chances. They created chance after chance after chance, but they were not clinical. They couldn't take the chances. But I thought it was a good goal by Martinelli, the disallowed goal. Then obviously everyone's going to be shouting about Brett, was this a foul or not? I'll get into that as well. But yeah, for me, I don't think it was. For me, I thought it was a foul. Many people might say it's soft, and it wasn't a foul, but I think it is a definite foul. I don't know why people I don't know why people are having a go at VAR saying it's not a foul. It's a foul. Get over it. So, at the end of the day, it didn't stand, and it wasn't a goal. And it's football. You have to move on, and you have to get on with it. Stop moaning about it. It happened, and you have to get on with it. You have to live with it and get on with it. But then I thought, Arsenal was still the better side, created good chances. Didn't really, tested De Gea a few times. But I thought at the same time though, I thought our defence was rock solid, looked strong as well. And then I think obviously then we saw it against Southampton and Leicester, where a moment of brilliance can just, get you a goal. And I thought it was brilliant. It was a brilliant team goal, and then it was just it was brilliant from Fernandez as well, and also Eriksen as well. I think this was one of Eriksen's best performances as well in this game, and obviously brilliant team goal. Antony gets his first goal, which is brilliant on his debut, and then United, looked defensively strong yet again. They tested us, created chances, Arsenal, but just couldn't find an answer. Then in the second half, I thought Arsenal had a much better start than us. United had a slow start. United were just trying to, sit back, hit them on the counter. But in the first 15 minutes, it didn't work. And that was when we went to 1-1, Ten Hag wasn't really phased by that 1-1. He didn't really need to change it. He knew that it was still going to work, even though we were cool, calm and collected, and we still came away with the 3-1 win. And so I think, United, when Arsenal went 1-1, it was a kick in the teeth, because we knew it had been coming for a full, it had been coming for 15 minutes, and he got their well-deserved goal, which brought it back to 1-1. I think then Arsenal were a bit naive, and that's where they sort of lost the game for them. And when they made that triple substitution, I think they just lost their shape. And I think then United then just went on. We brought on a few changes, which changed it for us. And then I think then, sort of Ten Hag changed his formation a little bit, and that was when we sort of just got the second goal, got the third goal, killed the game off, and Arsenal just didn't have an answer for it then. Arsenal just, struggled. I think when that second goal happened, it was just it was poor defending by them. They've got two strong centre-backs there, and it was pub defending by them. So I think they'll be gutted that they conceded two goals like that, where there was just 2-1 3-1s, to be honest. And, they got there right humble in Arsenal, with 2 points behind City, 3 points behind Arsenal. And it's brilliant. All the pressure was onto us to go and deliver and win this game. We won the game, and it was a brilliant performance all round. We weren't brilliant in terms of the performance, but I thought, obviously, the result says 3-1. It is a brilliant performance all round, and we got Arsenal, and it's a brilliant way to go and beat another rival as well. So that's 2 wins against the top 6. Let's have it, City, next month, and you never know what could happen. So yeah, buzzing with this win. And we move on to the next one now on the weekend against Crystal Palace. What a game, what a win, and what a result. It's massive 3 points. That's United's second win against the top 6 club. It's 4 wins in a row now. Obviously, United have got that feel-good factor back. There's a buzz around the club, and it now seems that we've got the winning mentality back. It's what we need. I think after that Brentford game, players were rock bottom, low on confidence. I think when that Liverpool game came around, it was just the perfect time. When that game came around, it was just the perfect time for us to bounce back, get that winning mentality back in the squad. But not only just that though, we've got the feel-good factor back again. I don't think many fans have felt like this in a long time. The manager coming in with 4 wins in a row now. We're on 12 points, which is great. There's a buzz around the club. The fans are enjoying it. I'm enjoying it as well. And to get that winning mentality back in this squad is brilliant, because we've not had it in such a long time. We're now beating teams that we couldn't really beat last season as well, like Southampton and Leicester. And at least we're sort of winning those sort of games now as well, which we need. Going on and beating 2 teams in the top 6 is brilliant. This is what we need. We've got more tougher games coming up. We've got City next month as well. We've got Tottenham next month as well. So we've got some big games coming ahead next month, but we want to take it one game at a time. Obviously, we got massive 3 points, which we needed as well in a game like this against Arsenal. It's brilliant. Go and win 2 games against your rivals as well, and it's brilliant at the end of the day, and you can't beat it. There's just a buzz around the club. Everyone's enjoying it at the minute. We may not be seeing the Ten Hag ways at the minute, but I think that will come. It will not happen overnight. It will take time, and I think when we sort of get the Ten Hag ways of how he wants to play, we've not been really creating many chances over the last couple of games, but I think when we start creating those chances, I think you'll see the Ten Hag ways, and I think that's where you're going to see United killing games off pretty early as well. To get that winning mentality back in this squad is brilliant, and we just want to keep this good work up, and we want to keep it going. Let's keep it going. After United suffered a 4-0 battering at Brentford, how has Arteta and I turned our form around? I think firstly, the one thing on my list is there was players last season that we had, the likes of Pogba, Lingard, Mata, Cavani. These were players, they were good players, but these were players that needed to move on. Ten Hag's gone, I want that player, I want that player, and I want that player. And I think the good thing is now is we've got better characters and better personalities. You saw it last season where we had a really good squad and they were just failing. Last season, you saw it. It was the worst team that we ever saw. It was the worst season that we ever had, and that was pathetic last season. Ten Hag's gone, I want Eriksen, I want Antony, I want whoever, Casemiro, bring these guys in. You're seeing better characters, better personalities. They're coming in, they're setting the standards high. There's high demands at the club, and this is why what we've done to turn our form around from that Brentford game, because we've got better characters, better personalities. You can see the team spirit in the team, you can see the belief that they've got as well. But after that Brentford game, when we lost 4-0, what do we needed to do? We got back to the basics, and then it was all about when we got back to the basics, let's build on it then. And then it was what do we need to do in possession and what we need to do out of possession as well. When we're out of possession, we keep it, we're organised, we're tight and compact. Defensively, we're strong, we've got a strong base at the back. So he's building. After that 4-0 battering, I think they've all learned from it. Now they've sort of gone on a good winning spree. They've won 4 games in a row. They want to keep this going, and what they've done is they've set, Ten Hag always set high standards and high demands. At a club like Manchester United, it should be like that as well. Last season, we got none of that. Last season, you saw that was the worst team that we ever saw. It was our worst season. It's got better characters, better personalities. It's got Eriksen in the midfield. It's got Casemiro in the midfield as well. It's got better characters to work with. And we don't have idiots like last season, to be honest. This is what we need. And this is how it's been turned around so quickly as well, and to get that confidence back in the team as well. That confidence sort of came back to the team when we beat Liverpool, and that was what we needed in a game against Liverpool as well. Was it a foul on Christian Eriksen, and did VAR do its job? Now, this was obviously the most talking point in this game. Was it a foul on Christian Eriksen? I think this is a foul, without a doubt. I don't know why people are saying it's not a foul. I can understand why it's soft as well, and why people are saying it's soft. This is a foul. The guy literally pushed him and then did not get any of the ball whatsoever. If you don't get the ball and it's a push and it's a foul, it's a foul. Stop getting on about saying it's soft, it's not a foul. Get over it. It's a foul. At the end of the day, it's a foul. Yes, obviously it would have changed the game if Martinelli, if that goal had stood. But at the end of the day, it didn't stand. VAR did its job. People all say VAR's had a stinker this weekend in a couple of other games, but I think in this one he got it absolutely spot on. People are bloody moaning and bitching about it. Get over it. It's a foul. I think this is a foul. It's a push in his back and didn't get any of the ball. At the end of the day, this is a foul. Stop bitching and moaning about it. It's a foul. Here's my man of the match. Oh my God. To be honest, I think there's only one man I can give this to. There's a few actually. Two actually I would give this to. I thought De Gea had a good game. I thought Delort had a good game. I thought Martinez and Varane were good. Again, obviously could have been better for the goal that we conceded. Majesty was good. I thought McTominay was good. Had a good game actually, in fact. I thought Eriksen was good. I thought Antony was very good as well. Bruno was good. Sancho was alright. And I thought Rashford had a very good game. I thought it was brilliant, Rashford. I think Rashford got 2 goals and assists, I think. I think I've got to give this one Rashford as well. But also I have to give this to Eriksen as well. I think they were the 2 standout players in that game. They're both going to be my man of the matches for sure. How do we beat Man City? Now obviously we've got Man City in the next game. Obviously we should have been playing Crystal Palace, then Leeds United, and then Man City after the international break. The reason why it didn't go in that order is due to the fact that obviously the Queen had passed away. Obviously may her rest in peace. What a sad occasion, to be honest. Very emotional. Not nice to watch, just very sad, very emotional. Just one of them at the end of the day, and obviously there was no sport when we didn't play Crystal Palace. Then obviously United were not playing Leeds due to the fact that because of the police as well, them being second to London as well. Unfortunately, it's a shame that we couldn't play our game against Crystal Palace United. It's a shame. It's going to be a tight schedule from now to the World Cup. United have got 9 games in 29 days in October. Loads of content hopefully coming your way very soon, guys. To be honest, in this game against Man City, it's not going to be easy. It's definitely going to be tough. I think we've seen with Man City over the last 7 games, the 4 games they've absolutely dominated, controlled and absolutely put teams away quite easily. I think the 3 games against Newcastle, Crystal Palace and Aston Villa, I think then could have been easily losses for Man City. Obviously the one against Crystal Palace, they just showed absolute great character and team spirit, incredible heart fight to come back and win that game. But that could have been also a game that they could have lost as well if their minds were not right. I think they were lucky to be 2-0 down, because usually at 2-0 down you can still get something out of the game. And then also obviously the 1-1 draw against Aston Villa. Obviously Aston Villa needed something out of that game as well, with Gerrard being under huge pressure. They needed something out of that game. So obviously they have dropped points over the last couple of games. You know, like I said, I think the 4 games that they've won, they've been fantastic in. The 3 games, like I just said then, could have been easily losses. I think Crystal Palace were not great in terms of defending in that game. I think if they were a lot more better defensively as a team, I think they could have definitely put City away. Definitely they caused City trouble. We've just seen over the last few years that Palace have gone to Etihad away. They fancy it. They've beaten them as well, and obviously this time around they just couldn't beat. They didn't really defend, and obviously City just found a way of how to break them down and how to beat them as well. I think with Man City, I think this is a game, to be honest, you look at this fixture. This is a Manchester derby. It's at the Etihad Stadium. United have done this before. We've gone to the Etihad and we can beat this team. City are a great team. They've got lots of quality all over the pitch. They've got a fantastic manager. We can beat this team. We can beat this team. Forget about Haaland. He's a great player. Forget about Haaland. Great striker. I have to big them up. Great striker. But the thing is though, we're going up against Man City saying, look guys, you've beaten Liverpool, you've beaten Arsenal, you've beaten 2 teams in the top 6. Why not you go and do this to Man City? You can do this. So at the end of the day, if you want to prove to be one of the best teams in England right now is this game against Man City. It's a Manchester derby, it's a massive occasion. Everyone's buzzing for this. Everyone's absolutely can't wait for this game after the international break. What a game to start with after the international break as well. Manchester derby. Everyone had a feeling that Man United were going to get something out of Liverpool. We got the result against Liverpool. We got the result against Arsenal. I thought we can get the result against Man City. I think a lot of fans won't expect it. I think we have to go there. We have to go to the Etihad and ruin it. We have to spoil the party there. We have to be ready for a game like this, though, against Man City. It's never easy, but we have to prepare well for this game. Mentally, physically. We have to go in with the right mindset, the right mentality as well. But City, we know what they're all about. You know, they're well coached, they're well drilled, they've got lots of quality. But the thing is about City, they'll come at you at all kinds of angles, different angles for sure, and that's what we've got to be ready for in this game as well. We've got to make the runs in from behind. They'll make the runs in from behind, but they'll be aggressive, they'll be ruthless, they'll be relentless, they'll sustain attacks, they'll play with high intensity, high tempo, energy as well, but they will make mistakes. That when they've got position, they want to control and dominate the game. They'll get in between the lines. They'll make sure that they'll do their basics properly, where they win the duels, win the 50-50s, win the second balls as well. So this is what you're going to have to expect from Man City. They'll come at you, on the front foot, aggressive. But then what we've got to do is we just have to make sure we defend properly as a team, defensively be organised. We've got to be tight and compact, defensively frustrate them. We need to be ruthless, relentless, be aggressive ourselves, high intensity, high tempo, play with energy, create chances, take our chances. We need to be clinical, get the crosses into the box, drag them out in position. Set pieces could come into play as well. We need to play with width, and that's why you get the ball out to the likes of Sancho and Antony, maybe Rashford out up top as well. So you need to get it to those sort of players with pace, quick as well. And then obviously, this is a game where, we have to be able to create the chances, take our chances. We've got to be clinical. You've got to get the crosses into the box. You've got to drag them out in position. Set pieces could come into play. We need to play with width, get in between the lines, got to close them down. Don't let them back in the game. We've got to show incredible, but they'll definitely show incredible team spirit and character and fight as well. But we have to be able to get the basics right as well. Game management and decision making as well has got to be key in a game like this. We've got to be tight. Don't let them get a shot off. Sustain attacks. Do the basics. Win the 50-50s. Win your duels. Win your second balls. Put them on the back foot. Keep possession. Fullbacks have got to be effective. Force them to make mistakes. Put them under pressure. Don't let the wingers cut back inside. Don't afford to make mistakes. Make the runs in from behind. Don't get pulled out of position. Be explosive and keep Haaland quiet. Getting to the goals now. First goal, Eriksen picks out Bruno. Bruno runs past the ball to Sancho. Sancho passed the ball to Rashford. Rashford, a beautiful weighted pass to Antony. Antony scores for 1-0. Second goal, Dalot passed the ball to Eriksen. Eriksen passed the ball to Bruno. Bruno puts in a fantastic through ball to Rashford. And Rashford runs and scores for 2-1. Third goal, Ronaldo passed the ball to Dalot. Dalot puts a great through ball to Eriksen. Eriksen runs, squares it to Rashford, and Rashford taps it in for 3-1. Into the stats now, possession for Man United, it was 39.5%, and for Arsenal, it was 60.5%. Goals for Man United, it was 3, and for Arsenal, it was 1. Total shots for Man United, it was 10, and for Arsenal, it was 16. Shots on target for Man United, it was 6, and for Arsenal, it was 3. Shot accuracy for Man United, it was bang on 60%, and for Arsenal, it was 18.8%. Shots inside the box for Man United, it was 7, and for Arsenal, it was 9. Shots outside the box for Man United, it was 3, and for Arsenal, it was 7. Total passes for Man United, it was 210 passes, and for Arsenal, it was 465 passes. The pass accuracy for Man United, it was 78.1%. For Arsenal, it was 83.4%. Getting to the substitutions now, Antony went off for Ronaldo. Talk about Antony's performance. A variable half was rendered moot when he skillfully guided the ball round. Aaron Ramsdale came off before the hour as he had not played in 3 weeks. Sancho went off for Fred. Talking about Jaden's performance. Did not test auxiliary right back Ben White enough to remain prone to meandering through games when he should have the full back on the back foot. Martinez went off for Maguire. Talking about Lisandro's performance. Has some well to scatter moments, but his distribution breaking the lines had handy amid spells of Arsenal's pressure. Rashford went off for Casemiro. Talking about Marcus's performance. Teed up Antony to score but he was otherwise a passenger in the first half. Unfortunate to stay on when Antony went off. Then he scored against Arsenal for the first time since his league debut, then scored again. Next up, we've got Man City. Now, City are obviously second in the table. Now, obviously, Arsenal are pretty much top of the league because obviously they beat Brentford just before the international break. Like I said, coming into this game against Man City, it's not going to be easy. It's definitely going to be tough. I think in a game like this, we have to be ready mentally, physically. It's not going to be an easy game. I think this is a game where we have to be patient, stay in the game as long as we can. Against Man City, it's never easy. Like I said before, I think 3 of their games this season, they've definitely shown signs where they could have lost the game. They're not going to win every single game. I think this is a game that they could lose this game. I think Ten Hag, you've seen it in the last couple of games where Ten Hag's absolutely tactically got it right as well. I think this is a game where we have to get it tactically right as well. Ten Hag knows Pep Guardiola as well, and obviously Pep Guardiola knows Ten Hag. He's going to know how Ten Hag wants us to play. He's going to know how Ten Hag's method, how we're going to play as well. This is going to be a battle of who's going to be better in terms of the tactics and who's tactically going to get this right in this game as well. Ten Hag, he's not going to take any shit from this game. He knows what's at stake here. He knows it's the Manchester derby. It's a massive occasion. It's a big occasion. It's the Manchester derby. It's blue versus red. We need to put this right. We've not won this game a couple of times now, due to the fact that in a game like this though against Man City, this is all about, you've got to play with courage and you've got to play intent and you've got to play with conviction as well. In a game like this, you've got to turn up. I think you're asking for all the players to turn up to this game after the international break. It's a big game to turn up to after the international break, but we've got to be ready for this game against Man City. We know what they're all about. They've got a brilliant manager, they've got fantastic players, lots of quality all over the pitch. We have to go to the Etihad, pretty much spoil that and ruin the party there. We've done it before. We know we can do it as well. We've got the players to do it as well. We've definitely got the team to do it as well. We've done this before. We know what City are all about. But obviously, that main man, Erling Braut Haaland, how do you stop this man? I think you've got to be aggressive when you play against him as well. Just be strong as well against this guy. Don't let this guy take shit as well. If he's in front of goal, you've got to close him down and you have to be aggressive with him as well. Stand him up as well. And that's what not many centre-backs are not doing at the minute as well. But you look at his skill set, he's a giant. He's obviously got a great leap. He's hungry though. He's got a burning ambition to score goals and he's never satisfied. He's dreaming about goals and the whole time you've got to be able to match that as well. And that's what Varane and Martinez have got to do as well. And they have to match that with Erling Haaland as well. It's going to be very difficult now because he's getting that supply and they're coming at you at all angles as well. With all the angles that they're going to come at us, we have to be ready for that as well. We have to be prepared mentally, physically. We have to go in with the right mindset, the right mentality. We have to be ready for this mentally and physically as well. It's a tough game, big game, difficult game as well. But we have to be able to play with courage, intent and conviction. And we have to turn up to this game as well. I do believe we can beat the City side. The City side, they think that they're great nowadays. Obviously, in the last 7 games, obviously they've seen that they're getting results. For them, they've dominated and controlled and well beaten them. In the 3 league games against Newcastle, Palace, and also Villa, it showed signs where they could also lose a game. I think they're bound to lose a game, Man City. If we can stick to our game plan, do what we've got to do, we can be the first team to stop Man City. We can be the first team to beat them as well. I tell you, we have got the players to do it, and I tell you, if we can stick to our game plan, do what we've got to do against this team. It's a Manchester derby. Turn up to this big game. It's a massive occasion against these lot. Don't take any shit against these lot. Got to be ready for this game as well. And I tell you what, I think we can beat this Man City side. They're not ready for us, I tell you. We've shown signs where we can actually beat these top 6 teams now. There was a season where we couldn't beat them. And I tell you what, last season we were dreadful against top 6 teams. This season, you can really see it. As soon as a top 6 team comes our way, we're fucking ready for it. They'll be ready for it. We're ready for it. Bring it on. At the end of the day, Man City is scoring 3.3 goals per game. City is conceding 0.9 goals per game. City have the 2nd best defence in the league. The players to look out for is Edison, Walker, Diaz, Stones, Ake, Cancelo, Laporte, Gundogan, Grealish, Rodri, De Bruyne, Silva, Gomez, Foden, Haaland, Alvarez and Mahrez. If you guys enjoyed another video, be sure to leave a like, subscribe to my channel for more new, and I'll see you guys in a video in the next couple of days, and peace.